Hello, all. Let's come to the very important topic about biochemistry and clinical pathology. Okay, let's see some of the important questions regarding this topic. So, the first question is iodine value. So, what is iodine value is? It is the number of grams of iodine required to saturate or to absorb 100 grams of fat. So, that we call it as iodine value. So, the amount of iodine required to absorb 100 grams of fat. And next, saponification value. What is saponification value means? It is the number of milligrams of potassium hydroxide. KOH is potassium hydroxide. Number of milligrams of potassium hydroxide required to saponify, or that is to hydrolyze the free or combined fatty acids in 1 gram of given fat or oil. Saponification means hydrolyzing the fatty acids, we call it as saponification. So, the number of milligrams of potassium hydroxide required to hydrolyze the fatty acids, that simply we call it as saponification. And let us explain the following terms. Glycogenesis. So, what is glycogenesis is? So, formation of glycogen. So, actually, glycogen is a polysaccharide which which we also call it as animal fat. So, in the animals or in the humans, the glucose is stored in the form of glycogen in the liver. So, that formation of glycogen from glucose, we call it as glycogenesis. So, the process of conversion of the monosaccharide, which is glucose, into the glycogen in the liver, we call this as glycogenesis. And next, gluconeogenesis. So, forming the glucose in a new way, which is indirectly from the substance other than saccharides, other than sugar molecules. If we are forming the glucose, means we are newly forming the glucose, then we call it as gluconeogenesis. It is the process of synthesis of sugar from non-carbohydrate sources such as amino acid, lactic acid and glycerol, etc. Next, define and classify the term called vitamins. White amines, which means important amines of our body. So, the naturally occurring micronutrients. Actually, the minerals and the vitamins, we call it as micronutrients. Carbohydrates, fats and proteins, which is macronutrients. So, the micronutrients are present in food and are required for normal functioning of growth of the living organisms, which we call it as vitamins. So, we have majorly two types of vitamins. The very first one is fat soluble vitamin. So, these are soluble in fat and that is stored in liver. So, A, D, E, K are fat soluble vitamins which are soluble in fat, and water soluble vitamins. So, these are soluble in water, at the same time those are excreted in urine on a daily basis. And also we have to recommended dietary allowance is also on the daily basis. Daily we have to take the B complex and C vitamin. But for coming to the A, D, E and K, that will be stored in our body. So, there is no need of taking in daily intake. But for water soluble vitamins, we have to take on a daily basis. The water soluble vitamins are B complex and C. In B complex, we have B1, B2, B3, B5, B6 and B12. So, let's see the other question. What is the biochemical functions and deficiency manifestations of iodine? So, we all know iodine is very important for our body for formation of thyroid hormones. So, the thyroid hormones are T3 and T4. Triiodothyronine and thyroxine. In triiodothyronine, we have 3 iodine molecules. In tetraiodothyroxine, we have 4 iodine molecules. So, based on the number of iodine molecules, the number is there T3 and T4. So, iodine is very essential for our body. Iodine essential, and which is a trace element. So, that is required for the biosynthesis of thyroid hormones such as thyroxine, which is T4, and triiodothyronine, which is T3. And coming to the next, it is required for the normal growth and development of the body. At the same time, 1/3 of the total iodine is in the thyroid gland only. Remaining are distributed to the ovary, muscles, blood and all tissues. So the deficiency of the iodine, we call it as goiter or hypothyroidism. And using of iodized salt is useful in this condition. Coming to the next question. So the coenzymes. What are the coenzymes? The coenzymes are nothing but in the enzyme, the whole part of the enzyme we call it as holoenzyme. In the holoenzyme, the non-proteinaceous part we call it as coenzyme. Usually the non-proteinaceous part of the enzymes are nothing but coenzymes, which is mostly made up of vitamins. Coenzymes are the organic molecules derived mostly from B complex, a group that participate directly in the enzymatic activity. So many enzymes catalyzes the reaction only in the presence of the specific non-protein organic, we call it as coenzyme. For example, vitamin B1, thiamine pyrophosphate, vitamin B3, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide or nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. These are the very important coenzymes. So let's distinguish between the fats and oils. Fats are usually solid at room temperature and the liquids are liquid at room temperature. Oils are the liquid form at the room temperature. So the fats contain greater amounts of saturated fatty acids and the oils contain greater amount of unsaturated fatty acids. The main difference between the saturated and unsaturated fatty acids are, in the saturated fatty acids we don't get the double bond, but in unsaturated fatty acids we get the double bond, and the unsaturated fatty acids are beneficial to our body for making the cell membrane. And fats will usually act as a food reservoir. The fats are usually stored under the skin and the oils are more protective in function. So for example, coming to the fat, bee wax, which is a fat, and castor oil, which is oil. So coming to the next, what are reducing sugars? Give an example. Carbohydrates which is having free or potential carbonyl function, which we call it as reducing sugars. So we have certain tests. Failing Benedict's and Osagone test are positive. Then we call that as reducing sugars. Failing Benedict's and Osagone. For example, glucose, lactose, maltose and fructose. These are the four we call it as reducing sugars. And sucrose will comes under non-reducing sugar. Just remind, glucose, lactose, maltose and fructose are reducing sugars which has free potential carbonyl group. And the sucrose we call it as non-reducing sugar which doesn't have a free carbonyl group. And enlist the four essential amino acids. So just remind the mnemonic I'll explain to you. Mat will fly. Okay. The mnemonic is M-A-T, mat. Okay. V-I-L, will. P-H-L-Y, mat will fly. Okay. Just remind the mnemonic, mat will fly. So mat will fly. So M for methionine, A for arginine, T for tryptophan, VIL for VIL, valine, isoleucine, leucine, mat will, PHLY for PHLY, phenylalanine, histidine and lysine. So these are the essential amino acids and the mnemonic is mat will fly, PHLY, MAT, VIL, PHLY. So these are the some of the important questions regarding most of the life sciences for biochemistry and clinical pathology. Let's see the other questions in the coming video. Thank you very much.